Hello everyone and welcome back to Move Daily Fitness. My name is Stratton and for today's workout we're going to be hitting our arms. So we're going to be hitting our biceps, triceps, and our shoulders today. We're going to be doing 3 separate circuits. Each circuit's going to be done for 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds in between, and we're going to repeat each one 3 times. For the workout today you're going to require that variety of dumbbells. As always, here's the ones I'm using, but these are just for reference and you should live within your own abilities. I'm also going to be using a bench. However, if you don't have any of these, I will show you modifications for that as well. I'm going to start you with a warm-up, we're going to end with a cool down. And just as a reminder, in about a week, we've got our merch dropping. We've got a lot of high quality items coming. We've got hoodies, leggings, pants, sweaters, you name it. So be on the lookout for that in the next week or so. But for now, let's do this one and move daily. Alrighty, let's warm things up here. I'm going to use a resistance band for part of the warm-up, but if you don't have one, you can just skip that part. We'll do it near the end. Alright, start off with some arm circles here. And switch directions. And let's go the other arm. And switch directions. Good, let's do some front and back arm swings. And we'll go into some torso rotations. Good. And we'll grab this resistance band and do some pull aparts, going towards our neck. Then pull aparts going behind our neck. Some around the worlds here. And switch directions. Good. Alrighty, there are your first 3 exercises. Grab those dumbbells. Let's get started. Alrighty, starting us off here, we're gonna go into a hammer curl. An alternating hammer curl. I'm gonna hold my 20-pound dumbbells. Wrists are in a neutral grip. Bring the weight to our shoulders, our top of our shoulders. Slowly release it down. Get ready, shoulders back. Core is tight. Slow control on the way down. We're gonna go into a skull crusher coming up next. You can do it seated or standing. I'll do mine standing. Good, okay. I'm gonna grab a 25-pound dumbbell, for that skull crusher. Hopefully I don't hit the ceiling. I think I just make it. All right, get ready. Try and keep those elbows as tucked in as you can. Try not to flare them out and work. Oh yeah, we're good. And we're gonna go into a front raise. Coming up next for our front delts. Good, okay, front raise is next. I'm gonna hold my 15-pound dumbbells. I'm gonna keep my wrists in a neutral grip the whole movement. Raise that dumbbell in front of you, aiming for around the top of your head with the dumbbell. Top of the weight to the top of your head. Good, okay, round 2. Back to the hammer curl, sticking with the same weight. Get ready. And work. Good. Okay, skull crusher. Holding the same dumbbells. Dumbbell. Just one. Get ready. And work. Good work. Okay, front raise. Coming up next. Holding those 15s. Here we go. Round 3, Back to the hammer curl. Whew. Got the same weight. Get ready.
Sky's beautiful and so are you. I wanna make it up to you, start something new. Yeah, I've been thinking of the parts I played for you. Now I'm drinking from the bottle as I do. It's like a long dream. You're on the wrong team. Long as I lie, and it's all fun coming out of me. Every time I see, long as I lie.
Okay, skull crusher. Holding the same dumbbells. Dumbbell. Did it again. What the heck? And work.
Another day, another rhyme. Trying to sugarcoat and reconcile. So I can do what this and make us both forget. Only to start it up and play it out again. Long as I lie, and it's all fun coming out of me. Every time I see.
Front raise to close off the circuit. Holding the same weight. And work. Okay, good work. Put those dumbbells away. Grab a little shucks of water. For the next circuit, we will be using the bench. So get that ready. And join me back. Okay, second circuit. We are starting off with an alternating bicep curl. With our palms facing the ceiling. One after the next. Slow control on the way down. Get ready, shoulders back, and work. We're going into a lying tricep extension. After this, if you don't have a bench to use, you can just use the floor. Good, okay. Heading down to the bench. I'm gonna stick with these 20s. Remember, keep that lower back planted into the bench or the floor. Keep those elbows pointed straight up to the ceiling. Lower the weight down by your ears. Keep the grip in a neutral position. And work. We're going into a seated front raise after this, or seated lateral raise, sorry.
I'll meet you up, I'll meet you at the. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. I'll meet you at the end.
Good, okay. Make your way to standing, and we'll go into that seated lateral raise. I will hold my 12s here to start. Arms to your side. Raise the weight up by your ears. Good, and tilt your wrists ever so slightly. So as if you're holding a glass of water and you're pouring just a little bit out. Or a lot of bit out, I guess. Good. Okay, let's go back to the alternating curl for round 2. Sticking with the 20s. Get ready. And work. Good. Back down to the bench for the tricep extension. Get ready. And work. Good. Lateral raises with those 12s. Shoulders back, chest up. Good, okay. Round 3. Let's go back to the curl. Get ready. And work. Good, tricep extension. Shake out those arms a little bit. Feeling pumped. Get ready. Gonna work. Good. Lateral raises to close off the circuit. And work. Okay, good job. Put those away. Grab some water. There's your next 3 exercises. Last circuit. Join me back. Alrighty, starting things off here, we have got a pinwheel curl. So we're gonna keep our palm kind of facing towards our body, curl across our body, squeezing out the top, slowly releasing. I've got my 15s. And we work. Squeeze at the top, slowly release it all the way down. We're gonna head to our bench after this, or the ground if you don't have a bench, and do a tape press for our triceps. Good, okay. Tape press. Let's head down to the ground or the bench. And we're gonna start with those dumbbells above our body and concave them inwards. Trying to touch, just barely touching our chest and coming out, squeezing at the top. And work. And we're gonna move into a seated reverse fly after this. You can do it standing though if you don't have something to sit on. Good. Okay. That's seated reverse fly. I don't like to go too heavy on these, so I'll just hold my 10s. Let's hinge at the waist and raise it up, pretending there's a string on your elbow, lifting the weight.
pretentious life. No, 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 don't need no pills to get high. There's no doubt in my mind. Your love, it is all that I need. Oh, it's all that I need.
Good, okay. Round 2. Back to the pinwheel curl. Got my 15s again. And work. Good. Into the tape press with those 15s. Whew. Arms feeling gassed. Get ready. And work. Good. And reverse flies. Sticking with the same weight. Get ready. And work. Good, okay. Round 3, ladies and gentlemen, third and final round. Back to the pinwheel curl. Same weight, same weight. Get ready. And work. And to the tape press. Back to our bench or floor. Get ready. And work. Good. Third and final exercise. Last and final exercise. I guess the third of the circuit. It makes sense, okay? Either way, it makes sense. Let's bring it on home. Whew. Get ready. And work. Doing good, we're about halfway. Ten seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and done. And you have moved daily in your arm workout. Whew, good work. All right, grab a little shucks. Put those dumbbells away. Join me for a quick stretch if you can. All right, good work everyone. Let's stretch things out just a little bit here. So as I said in the intro, our new merch is coming. I don't know if any of you remember from the last time we had merch, but that shipping was an absolute nightmare. This shipping is not a nightmare. From the day we placed the order to the time it got to the door to Canada, it was either 9 or 11 days, which either or, pretty good. Pretty freaking good. I think it'll be faster if it's to the States by like a couple days, but there's some pretty cool stuff on there. I've been working for about the last little bit now, few months I'd say, on the designs and finding actual good quality clothes. I know that was another issue last time that we ran into, but we've ordered samples of what we're selling. And I think I posted a story a little bit ago, but everything it's nice. It's really nice, super soft, super good quality. We've washed and dried and it holds up in the wash and the dry. So it's awesome. Yeah, there's sweaters, hoodies, sweatpants, leggings, sports bra, shirts. What else? A bunch of stuff. There's tote bags, a tote bag. There's a pickleball set even. So that's fun. So all that comes hopefully July 1st-ish. If I'm wrong, don't be mad at me. But in the next few weeks or so, that comes. So that's exciting. And we'll do a promotion for the launch. So you can get some percentage off. We'll do some sort of promotion for the launch of the new merch. So be on the lookout for that. That is it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all in the next workout.